Hello, today's Wastelanders. Today we are going to be answering a question on whether or not you can beat Fallout 4 as an Enclave colonel. Let's get into the video. I won't just be any colonel. Today I will be Colonel Autumn, and I will be using the weapon of the last person who defeated me in my battle. I will be using a Pip-Boy. The vertebrate engines are very loud. I was deployed alongside this mutt to help me track down the deserters and find out what happened to our silent mobile crawler base we have in the Commonwealth. But first, I had to call in Alpha Sigma Squad. After talking to Mr. Handy, he told me to visit the city of Concord. So that's where me and Sigma Squad went. Along the way, we encountered some bugs, but against our Gatling lasers, they were nothing. Once we got to Concord, we came into contact with the local area's infestation of raiders.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of veterans inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser gun and help us, please. Hey. What the hell was that?
Watching raiders turn to goo was quite a pleasure.
Come on. Man, I don't know who you are, but just time is pepper. Preston Guard, Commonwealth meeting.
Now, I just want to let you guys know, in order for me to defeat the Brotherhood of Steel, Institute, and Railroad, I will be partnering up with the Minutemen. Having to use the armor of my enemies from the capital wasteland was quite humiliating.
That's what you want. My good karma's paying off.
Honestly, watching this part in the game was one of my favorite parts. Just watching the Death Claw's health bar go all the way down was kind of funny.
Pretty amazing display. I'm just glad you're on our side. Feelings mutual, President. You can never have too many friends. No.
That's wonderful. There's more to your destiny.
Not far.
Having to wear this inferior tech only reminded me of one thing: my defeat in Capital Wasteland. I told my troops that we would not be defeated in this new conquest. Breaking character. Honestly, this was another funny part. Wolfgang didn't want to listen to me, and he got turned to goo pretty quickly. The mutants in this area were also not a problem.
Gate. Stop running around, baby. I'm standing out in the open here, crying out loud.
I got orders not to let you in, Piper. Sorry. Just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City and keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter.
I'm sorry, but Mayor McDonough's really steamed, Piper. In that article, he won't tell a lie. Whole city's in a ditch.
And look, I'm going to get right now, then. I live here, and you're just locking out.
Breaking character again. Another funny part is when Piper's face just glitches through the camera. Reminds me of Bethesda magic, am I right?
So you're a traitor left in front of you? You have enough supplies to keep the general still stocked for a whole month? Anyone is one of those.
Sometimes you gotta wonder, does anyone fight back?
His ties.
Something wrong?
Another stray coming in from the rain. Afraid you're too late. Office is closed.
Sorry. I'll come back later.
No, that's not what I mean. We're not just closed for the day. We're closed permanently. The detective's gone missing.
Don't worry. I can help. Tell me what happened.
Nick was working a case. Skinny Malone's gang had kidnapped a young woman, and he tracked them down to...
After exploring the local area, I then came upon this thing in a pond called Swan. I then decided to fight it to see how much of a challenge it would be for me and Sigma Squad Alpha. It didn't really put up much of a fight. The Swan creature appeared to be a supermoon behemoth, according to our records. After defeating this Triggerman, you'll see the weapon that I will use for most part of the video.
sit like that.
How he's gonna bump you off.
Don't get into that, Valentine. You know nothing.
You know who you are. We got 3 minutes before they realize you must raise
Question is, why did he come all this? Risk life and limb. He's always driving. My son, Sean.
Anyway,
Hey. God.
there we are. Hell of a lot easier to do than lock in on the other side.
You're right. Come into my house. Shit. Look, any idea how much this is gonna set me back?
After I rescued this synthetic human, he agreed to help me with finding a way into the Institute. We then went to the man's house while he was vacant, I guess, and found some information on where he could be.
Goodbye, Nick.
Hopefully not forever. I want to see you and your kids safe and sound.
The mutt did come in handy, however, as I was able to track down where this guy was.
Dog me. Get the scent, boy. Get Kellogg, boy. Take me to that son of a bitch. Bloody bandaging. Dog me can track this.
Breaking character. Watching the Yao Guai get bodied was a little bit funny. I did, however, decide to shoot it some extra times for precautions and
Critical signs. Alert. Critical signs. What have we here? Airman.
It's not too late. Stop. Turn around. You have that option. A lot of people can say that.
After fighting through this compound's defenses, I then came in contact with the man who got me in the Institute. I saw no point in keeping him alive, as I only needed segments of his brain. The robot man appeared to be everywhere, which meant that this was a high-value target. After leaving this compound, I then went outside to see this airship, just to find out it was the Brotherhood of Steel, the same people who defeated me in the capital wasteland. This meant everything to me.
We are the Brotherhood of Steel.
But even with the Brotherhood's arrival, I was able to eventually find the silent mobile crawler base. After breaching the base, I then found untreated XO1, but thankfully the Deathclaw's implants were still gone. I then found some wastelanders occupying this place, so I wiped them out. But I still had to figure out what happened to this base's personnel. After searching these wastelanders, I then got some information on what happened to them. They all deserted. I then found one of them yielding Hellfire power armor. After a quick fight, he was nothing more than a dead man. After recovering this Hellfire power armor, another squad of them decided to attack me. They thought they could redeem themselves. And they also thought killing me would redeem themselves. What a waste. I tracked them down to one of their bases, wiped them out again, covered some XO2 and Hellfire power armor. The deserters decided to post up in the glowing sea. Thankfully, I was able to acquire the Tesla cannon and more XO2 and Hellfire power armor. I also came to find that their colonel stationed at that base also decided to desert their post. They all were a disgrace to their uniforms. Character again here. I decided to equip the Colonel uniform so you guys got a better experience with my Colonel Autumn roleplay. And I figure if I can't do his voice, I'll at least look the part. I then located some more Enclave deserters, but they were nothing against Alpha Sigma Squad. After finding out what happened to the base and finding the deserters, I then reported the information to Enclave High Command and requested reinforcements. They could only, though, deploy reinforcements in segments. But with Alpha Squad and Bravo Squad, I decided it was time to defeat the Institute once and for all.
Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a man's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back. And not with your son. What happened? You were right, Nate. Let's see. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain.
But first I had to get the chip that I found in Kellogg's head analyzed. I had to go to a place called Good Neighbor, where I found this wastelander. After dealing with him, I then went to talk to someone called Dr. Omari.
Mr. Valentine.
Dr. Amari?
Yes, I take it this isn't a social. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location. There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find. Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
How did you think this was going to end, Kellogg?
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you. Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one. Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you're getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now. Cryogenic stasis. Suspended. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready. Is the
Gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination? Elimination. 88. Ready to
After exploring the man's memories, I then found the way into the Institute. Teleportation. Someone who could get me into the Institute was someone named Brian Virgil. Somehow the same cult from the capital wasteland reached the area of Boston. So we eliminated them. Character. I also came into contact with another Deathclaw, although this one didn't go down as fast as the other one. But it was a little bit funny to watch the health bar get depleted so fast. Once I got to the cave, I then figured out that this Brian Virgil was a mutant. And all mutants must be eliminated. but I needed his information for now. I then came in contact with a courser, but they did not appear as tough as Brian said they would. Apparently, the only people who could decode this courser chip were a bunch of people who worshipped technology and rescued it, treated it like people. Robots. Although the Enclave did not require any of their services, so they were relieved of their duty. After getting the information I wanted from this mutant, I saw no interest in keeping this thing around. I then proceeded to eliminate him. I also went back to the Minutemen so they could help me build this, because I didn't want to help the Brotherhood, because I was trying to eliminate the Brotherhood.
And
I also did some network scanning, talked to Father, who I saw no interest in joining the Institute. And just to speed up the process of becoming enemies with the Institute, I eliminated a few of them and then hopped out of there. I was then ambushed by some Brotherhood of Steel. After searching the crash site, I then found out that the Brotherhood have upgraded their tech from the T-45 to this new T-60.
For so long, I just. Now we've got to pay off on what we started. Bring the whole Commonwealth together.
The Minutemen really have what it takes. We've seen a lot of those Institute pro things sniffing around. Looks like
After
they're getting
clearing the
ready for
castle,
strike.
we were then attacked by some Institute synths, which were no match for Alpha Squad. After the attack, I then found one of our soldiers, and this was a reminder that we were not invincible. I then collected their tags and decided it was time to face the Institute once and for all. I got Sigma Alpha Squad and Bravo Sigma Squad ready for the assault on the Institute. After making my way through the sewers, I then came in contact with some more synths. I then proceeded to relay Preston and his squad in so he could proceed in aiding us in our fight against the Institute. I decided to shoot at the sentry so it would explode and deal more damage to the synths, so I didn't have to waste any more ammo, although I felt like I wasted a lot of ammo when shooting this sentry. Made my way through synths and coursers in order to shut down the Institute's alarm.
Looks like the command can only come from the director's personal terminal. You're gonna need to get access to it somehow.
I'm here to blow up your reactor. Put an end to the Institute. Well, at least there's no me guessing games. It's not enough evaluating people. Destroying everything. Kellogg again. Under what righteous pretense have you justified this atrocity? Please let me watch this play.
After making my way through the rest of the synths, I was then able to finish this mission and blow up the Institute.
Reading me? We're done down here. Kappa's back to the relay room. Okay, let's move. We're done.
I'm gonna teleport you to the detonation site, then set it to shoot the kid here back to the castle. And you press that button extra hard when you get there. See you on the other side.
Whenever you want to see humanity's best hope for the future go up in smoke, just hit that button.
Watching the Institute go up in flames was exhilarating, but we were not done. Not by a long shot. We still had to deal with one more variable, the Brotherhood of Steel.
Showed those Institute bastards, didn't we, General?
Breaking picture. I decided to attack the Boston airport so I could become enemies with the Brotherhood of Steel as fast as possible and get the quest with our powers combined activated as soon as possible. After building artillery pieces at all of the settlements, I then gave the order to fire on the Pridwin.
Fire for effect.
Watching the Brotherhood of Steel airship go up in flames was also exhilarating.
Repeat. Fire for effect. Confirm. The Brotherhood is down. The Brotherhood threatened its own.
Hold on. Let's see if they have any spike left.
Brotherhood of Steel was not done, as they deployed their remaining vertebrates as their final assault on our fort.
Brotherhood incoming. Get ready for the fight of your lives. Time to finish the job on some biscuit eaters.
Commonwealth, but instead they chose the path of tyranny that had been eliminated. We've seen now just how strong we can be. Strong enough to defeat the Brotherhood and steal all this military.
And finally, after defeating the Institute, after defeating the Railroad, and after defeating the Brotherhood of Steel, I was able to answer the question, can you beat Fallout 4 as an Enclave Colonel? And I was able to answer that with yes. And I was also able to answer that with you are able to dominate Fallout 4 as an Enclave Colonel. The wasteland, this wasteland that they called the Commonwealth, was no match for the Enclave's might. And I say to my Enclave brethren, Semper Fi.